or if showing that at all is even like, it's like too much backstage antics.
That's what the people love, Josh.
I think it is, and I don't know. And also, if that's where people are getting our thing and they're more into it that way, I just feel like the only downside is they're getting a totally raw version that's not.
Oh, we're streaming, by the way.
I understand.
Okay. I just want to make sure you know.
They can hear whatever. This is
Yeah.
fucking raw and unfiltered.
In your face, too raw for prime time or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. I think that like how what
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like big picture, I don't know. Small picture, I also don't know.
Boy, I sure hope I remember this episode.
Yeah, me too. Well, I guess we'll find out when, like right now. We'll find
right?
out.
Wait. Now.
Uh-oh.
What?
Now?
Now.
No.
This is close enough. Should we clap it in?
Yeah, let's do that. Ready?
I already started.
Woo!
On fire tonight.
What's up, you guys? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We are here to talk about Man in the High Castle, Season 1, Episode 8. The episode is called End of the World, and this is the end of me warning you about spoilers.
Oh!
Spoilers be ahead. Yar, ahoy, ahoy. Here come the smoldering pirates. Ahoy, 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 ahoy.
Keep going.
Yo ho, yo ho. The podcast life for me.
Oh my God.
People love smoldering pirates doing a book club approach to TV shows.
And sea shanties.
And sea shanties.
Mm-hmm.
Capstan sea shanties, preferably, but not exclusively.
No, of course not.
Farewell and adieu to you, Spanish ladies. Adieu and farewell to you, ladies of Spain. I think I lost Tressa.
No, I'm back.
Guys.
What's up?
We're going to jump right the fuck into it.
Oh, shit. Let's do it.
So we see Lemuel Washington. He's fishing.
He's teaching a kid to fish.
Yeah. And he's like, listen up, never ever let them know who you are or what you are. What does that mean?
Oh,
is he Jewish and hiding out in the neutral zone?
I mean,
is he
maybe?
Like
that's possible.
Something else that the Reich is opposed to?
Maybe he's immune to a zombie bite.
Maybe that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't dug too deep into immune zombie bites.
Not in this show.
In the tangent universe of Men in the High Castle.
Yeah. Who knows 60s. What goes on in the neutral zone?
Right? There's no law out there. The only law out there is the marshal, and the marshal's not even the law.
No, he's just some asshole with weapons.
He's some bounty hunter asshole.
And fingers. And...
yeah, just vials full of fingers.
He thinks highly of himself.
All right, so back in San Francisco, we see Ed at work.
Ed is at work? Wait, what?
Yeah,
yeah. Okay,
Ed was like making a gun over at the machine shop.
Hands it over to Keto to inspect.
Yeah, so the Kempetai are like, thanks. Let me try that one out.
in my
Juliana goes to her mom's house and informs her mom and Arnold Trudy is dead. And her mom doesn't believe her. And she's like, no, it's true. Someone who saw her body confirmed it.
someone was Juliana.
Yeah, but
also,
Juliana doesn't need to like,
no.
you know, but here's the thing. Her
Mhm.
mother still doesn't believe it. She's like, I
No.
don't believe it. I feel her. I feel her in my bones. I feel her
That's
in my
because
soul.
is this going to turn into like a haunted house show now? And like Trudy's going to haunt her mom and pretend like she's alive, and her mom just like is, she's a therapist that I see every once in a while and I could see her, but she doesn't know that she's dead. And, okay, I'm sorry.
I like the idea of ghosts that were fighting Nazis but decide instead to haunt their loved ones rather than like fight Nazis as ghosts.
Yeah.
Nazi fighting ghosts. Is there anything in that? Maybe not.
I mean, what would ghosts don't do anything?
What would they do?
Knock over a chair or something?
They can make
Ugh,
candles blow out suddenly.
no, it'd be so dark in there.
Okay, so we see Frank working on a necklace and Ed shows up. It's the so we see Frank, he's working on that fake
Sitting Bull, was it?
Was it Sitting Bull's necklace?
I think it was, yeah.
So Ed shows up, he's like, listen, the Kempetai were at work. Here's what they had us do. They had me convert a replica gun to a real working firing gun, and that shit works.
Okay.
So they have their suspicions.
And that's fine because Frank is leaving. He's getting the fuck out.
I'm leaving on a jet plane. He sang that entire song.
Yeah, it was weird. It took a long time.
There was a campfire.
But I don't know. I think it's weird that they were able to make the gun work. I would think that there were a lot more steps than just.
No, here's the thing, like replica guns are pretty much the same thing as real guns. They just don't have what do you call the thing that the bullet fires through? The whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing. That's what it's called.
Right. So like if you bore that out correctly, then bullets can fire through it. However, like if you don't bore it out correctly, that's just going to explode in your face.
That is what I'm saying.
But these guys are professional machinists.
Yeah, making replicas and toys. Right.
No, I hear you. I think it's a very dangerous game for a person to play. That's why I don't endorse turning replica guns into real working guns.
You heard it here first.
I'm
Josh
taking a stand.
Not.
I'm against it.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. How do you feel about fake grenades?
I mean, if you bore it out correctly. So Joe Blake fake bumps into Juliana at a restaurant. Like, oh, hey, it's just me again, paying for your meal, just like old times.
Oh, let's go have a seat, even though you were about to leave.
That's right. Fine. And she's like surprised, but not completely surprised to see him.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I need your help. Just how do I find that film? Do you know people? Like, I gotta score. I need to score here.
I'm not doing this again, bro. I can't. It's too risky. I can't do it. Well, guess what? She does it.
We see, I mean, she thinks about it. We see, it's interesting, like we cut from her reflection in the mirror in that booth, in that restaurant. Mirrors, dude. I think there's a mirror thing.
I think you have a mirror thing.
I do have a mirror thing because I am a total narcissist and I can't walk by one without just staring at myself being like, you look beautiful.
Oh,
you think I'm joking. I'm not joking.
I
I'm just telling you the truth.
This one time in film school, we would, like, a bunch of us went to some kid's house. Like, he lived in the suburbs with his parents. and they had a bathroom where every wall was covered in mirrors, and it was fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's not something I would like. You're saying like from the ceiling to the floor, everything is mirrors. I don't like that.
I hate it. I don't need to see that many angles of myself
Well, I just feel
on
like
the
I'm being
toilet.
assaulted at that point, right? Like,
Yes.
if I
I,
choose to look in a mirror, that's my choice. If I'm in a fucking funhouse filled with mirrors, I
mhm.
signed up for that.
Yes. You just got to pee and look at
Right.
every angle of yourself while
Why is
doing
this
so.
happening?
I
Like
don't like
I've
it.
been to like, bars and restaurants and stuff where like that is a weird choice that they have made. I'm like, why?
While drinking, no, thank you. I mean, it looked really cool, but I was also fully clothed when I was looking at it, so I don't know.
So did you guys use that as like a shooting location when you were in film school? Like the specifically the mirrored bathroom? Mirror in the bathroom.
I think I used
Too
a
many
shot.
mirrors in the bathroom.
Yep. I think I used a shot of it, but it was really, if I did use it, it was really hard to shoot because mirrors
Right.
everywhere.
How do you get the camera not in the shot?
I don't know. I don't even know if I actually was able to make it work, but I wanted to because
Also, it's like, what focal length are you trying to focus on? Like, is it the first one? Is it the reflection? Is it the reflection of the reflection?
the 100th reflection of the reflection.
Okay, so like in a mirror chamber type thing where it's like reflection, reflection, reflection,
Uh-huh.
that's kind of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
But like you're sitting on the toilet.
No. Are
I'm
you
just
kidding me?
eternally locked in this nightmare bathroom that I have no escape from.
Oh, with a billion other me's staring right back at me on the toilet.
Okay, so Frank goes to Children's Antique Shop. He's got the necklace that he made based on the old photograph. Chilton is extremely impressed by his eye for detail, but he has cold feet. And then Frank is like, listen, fucker, we're doing this. And Chilton is like, hold on a second. I have a nervous disposition. Okay, it has passed. Greed has beaten out my nervousness.
That's some honesty right there.
Right? That's a guy who knows himself.
Yeah, oh my God. He's done a lot of work on himself to know himself that well.
Juliana goes to the florist and is like, hey, do you have 3 yellow daisies? That's apparently the code to go meet with Karen from the Resistance.
Are
She
yellow
works at the
daisies a
florist.
thing or
I don't think we heard that as a code, but like maybe
no, no,
just
no,
saying
no.
something weird where you know that you can find the person is like code enough.
Yeah, but still, like, do yellow daisies exist in general in the world? Because if they do, that might be a problem. But if they don't, okay, let's go.
Yeah, of course. Don't yellow daisies. What do you mean? Aren't daisies yellow?
In the middle, but white on the outside. The petals are white.
All right. All right.
Can I get a dozen roses? Oh, you want to see the resistance?
Whoops.
It's Valentine's Day and everyone's retaliating.
So yeah, okay. So anyway, it works out this one time. Juliana meets with Karen, tells her that there's an operative from New York, aka Joe, looking for the new film. Karen does not trust her contact.
That's weird. This person who fell into it and has
Yeah,
someone that
just a
she
random
wants.
person just shows up on the other side of the country and
Right. That's fine. I'm sure that's fine. Person that has this situation because your sister died and that's the only reason. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
cut to Long Island, New York.
Woo! Uh, John Smith and family are getting ready for the day. They're having breakfast and talking about their day going forward.
Yeah, Thomas has a doctor's appointment. The school nurse thinks that like something is up with him, but she is just like, she's the worrying type. So
mhm.
anyway, he's supposed to go see Dr. Adler, and Obergruppenführer John Smith is like, you know what? I'll take you. No problem.
I
I
got
got
it.
you. Helen, you don't have to cancel your garden club plans.
You got to do the garden club.
Yeah, you don't get to do all your stuff in life all the time. So, like, please don't
You're an
cancel.
unhappy woman who's been subjected to motherhood for no good reason but to raise a
Subjected to
bunch of
motherhood.
Nazis.
That is the most important job in the Reich.
Exactly my point.
All right, so back in San Francisco, Lemel Washington meets with Karen from the Resistance. It's like, oh, hey, good to see you. We're going to need 10,000 yen. Oh, wait, we're going to have a payphone conversation instructing us to get 100,000 yen. Fuckity fuck fuck.
Okay. So they go to get the film, right? Is that what they're doing, going down that tunnel, walking slowly till they get to the entrance or exit of this tunnel?
I'm not there yet. I have some stuff before that.
But okay.
Wait. I have a scene in the Yakuza bar.
Yeah, that's after this.
Oh.
Because they're like, okay, we need 10,000 yen for this film. They go to get the film, and the guy they were going to get the film from is sitting dead on a chair at the end of a tunnel. And that's when they get the phone call, and they're like, hey, assholes, we actually want 100,000. Fuck
Right.
you.
Right. You're right. I'm sorry. You got it. Yes. Unfortunately, the contact got.
He got good,
And
like to the end.
And now somebody else that wants a big payout has got the film. And they know how to use the payphone.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Cut 2.
Bamboo Palace.
Yeah. Chief Inspector Kido of the Kempetai enters the Yakuza bar, the Bamboo Palace. And this is a fucking cool place.
Oh my God. I want to go there every day. It looks awesome.
Totally.
I love it. You know, they got go-go dancers in there too.
No, it's like.
No,
it's
I know, but I'm saying occasionally, you know, they got them there sometimes.
Well, maybe. I mean, this is sort of like Rat Pack era 60s. So
Yeah.
this is like the Japanese version of Rat Pack era life. So there's a Japanese version of Save the Last Dance for Me. And
yes, it's so good.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay, so Okamura of the Yakuza has info on a new film that has surfaced. And we see Kido and his lieutenant, like they're not psyched to be dealing with the Yakuza.
Who
the
would
lieutenant in particular is not respectful.
No, he's not.
And Okamura is like, you should tell your little bitch to get himself in order, because like I have secrets on like everyone important in like your line of work.
Mm-hmm.
You could find out that, it could be found out that certain high-ranking people are perverts or addicts or God knows what.
In the police force, doubtful.
Anyway, he's like, I don't have this film, but I can get it if you can get me 150,000 yen.
Perfect.
Kido cannot be shaken down. So they leave. I feel like this scene just sort of establishes who these guys are and like how the power structure works. But I don't know why Kido was even there if he was never willing to deal.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I mean, why not just send a lackey and be like, nope,
No,
bye.
you can't send a lackey to this guy. This guy's important.
Right, but if he's not even going to accept the deal, who gives a shit?
Uh, I guess it was a meeting he had to have.
Fine. How inconvenient. Like, fuck that. Had
Back
shit to
in
do.
New York, Thomas Smith has his appointment with Dr. Adler. Dr. Adler says, yeah, it's just a pulled muscle, no big deal. Hey, can I talk to you in private, John Smith?
Oh, I'd love to. Let's do this.
It's not a muscle pull.
Oh, great. What is it, like a sprain or
No,
like a scratch or
no.
like what's
It
up?
is
Like
it is
maybe a mosquito
undeniably a
bite? Like,
degenerative disease.
oh, cool, cool, cool. How do I cure that? Is that
There's
like a
no cure.
medication or like I'm
Absolutely
sorry,
not.
what's that?
There's
Physical therapy, maybe?
no, he scored a 10 out of 10 for all known
Oh, he
markers.
got a great score. That's
No,
awesome.
that's
I
bad. He
can't
will
wait to
be
we'll go to a dinner or
fully
something. Sounds great.
paralyzed. At
What's
least
that?
part he'll be at least partially paralyzed within a
With
year from now.
fear of doing great in his work, right? That's what you mean. He'll be paralyzed with fear
No,
of all the great job that
no,
he's doing.
his body cannot fight this.
All right.
It's
Well,
100% certain. So
okay.
John Smith is like, well, I don't accept this. I think that you're wrong. I'm going to like get a second opinion. And he's like, of course, that's within your right to do.
However,
However,
I'm going to be cool about this. Those other guys
yeah,
ain't going to be cool about it.
exactly. Dr. Adler is their close family friend who has known them for years. He's like, listen, I don't have to report this today and make it an institutional issue, which it is.
Uh-huh.
I think that because you are who you are, you can do what must be done in a kinder fashion, and gives him a like ready-made packet of syringes for a painless death. It's like a single syringe with like morphine and I don't know what kind of poison.
A whole euthanasia kit in one handy little vial.
Yeah, it's like the size of an Altoids tin.
Yeah, for sure. I would think that him being like who he is, he could be like, okay, that's cool, but I'm just going to hide my kid in this room in my attic because I'm a Nazi and I think that's better than killing him.
Interesting. It might be. I mean,
Um,
yeah, like this is not a piece of information that John Smith expected to get today.
no, he just sprained his ankle or pulled a muscle or it's fine.
He's just a growing boy. Like
You
shit
get growing
happens. Who the
pains.
fuck cares?
He's in sports.
Right.
It's fine.
Back
Stupid
in San
doctors.
Francisco, Juliana gets flowers at work that tell her with a note with a single word on it, come.
Gross.
Professor, I think you have a dirty mind.
Nuh-uh. The assistant guy who hates her so much, like drops some papers and she tries to help him with it. And he's basically like, no, fuck you. I hate you. Get the fuck out of my face.
Right. But while that happens, she sees some scars poking out of his sleeve.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. He had like
Mm,
burn scars.
mm, mm.
So she walks into Tagomi's office, gives him the flowers, which is very nice.
Yes.
And he assigns her a general who's coming to Tokyo and is going to be searching for uranium deposits.
In the neutral zone.
Yeah, that's like a thing that they're going to need because those fuckers over in the Reich have got all sorts of nukes. Anyway, he's like, so did you go to that place I told you about? And she's like, oh, you mean the mass grave where my sister's body was just laying in a field? Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
went
great.
there.
Thank you. It was fucking exactly like you said and was fantastic.
So
10/10
Tagomi
would
is
do again.
sorry for her loss. I think that they have a very nice relationship.
I do too. It's sweet.
Yeah, I think so too. Juliana once again goes to meet Karen and Lem, and they want her to take them to go see Joe Blake.
Yeah.
Twisteroo.
Back to John Smith. He
Yeah,
is,
Obergruppenführer John Smith, that
thank
is.
you. He is freaking the fuck out because he realizes exactly what needs to happen with his son. And for some reason, he doesn't like it.
He does not like it at all. And it when it rains, it pours, because he gets an unexpected visit from Obergruppensführer Heydrich, who's like a higher ranking Reich something or other.
Yeah, and he's in town from Germany. Like he's usually in Germany, but he's just,
Right.
in town. But
By the way, this guy,
um,
that actor, I didn't write down the actor's name. This guy is fucking chilling.
he is for sure.
Like in a world full of Nazis,
Come on.
you're like, holy shit, this is the scariest fucking guy in the world.
When you first said that, I thought you meant he's just hanging out. He is chilling, dude. He's fine. Anyway, he's like, hey, Hitler is totally impressed with you, Obergruppenschmeigler, John Smith. And your film acquisition. So, do you ever figure out why that ambush happened in that alley? You ever figure that out?
He's like, no, I haven't figured it out yet. But you, Heydrich, let me just establish who your character is with a few compliments. You're responsible for the eradication of the Semites in Europe and the enslavement of the African continent.
That's right.
You're known as the man with the iron heart.
That's right. That's me. Thank you for letting me know who I am.
And he's like, yeah, but nothing is more important than family. I have a place in East Hampton.
Oh, I heard about your son. Isn't it great that family's so awesome that you never, ever, ever want to do anything bad to your family? I mean, I didn't really hear about your son, but I'm just like rubbing it in your face that something bad's going to happen to your family.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, he says, he's not like, I heard about your son. He's sick. He's like, I brought my children, my family here.
Mm-hmm.
We're just down the road from you. We should get our families together. And
that's
maybe,
great. That's a great idea because I don't have anything going on right now. I have nothing to worry about with my family. So you should probably just come over and have dinner.
Anyway, John Smith is like, that sounds awesome. I don't know what the deal is with those people that tried to attack me. One guy died in prison. And while this conversation is happening, John Smith's assistant guy, or like whoever that dude is that sits on his desk, sets down coffee with 5 sugars.
That's a lot
for Heydrich. And that's like some specific shit, which John Smith zeroes in on. So he's like, what the fuck is that? Heydrich is like, so what's the deal with Wegner? And he's like, oh, we've got him in custody. And Heydrich is like, I will take him. And John Smith wants to keep him. He's like, well, Wegner answers to Goebbels, not to you. And so maybe like it should go to him, not you. And I'll keep him in the meantime. And Heydrich is like, nah, bitch.
Oh, but
and then he's like, maybe we can do some hunting while I am in town. What kind of hunting?
Like, in New York,
Jesus
in Long
Christ.
Island. Yes, Jesus Christ, indeed. Juliana's visiting Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, real quick, I brought some friends with me. You want to hang out?
Man. These people. So
rude, just inviting themselves in.
Hey, Joe, we've never met before. Can you get us 100,000 yen?
That's
a lot of ramen, is what he says.
Of course he does.
That guy's unflappable.
Right?
They're like, we need it for the Yakuza. And he's like, yeah, I can get that money. Like, he doesn't even say, maybe let me see what I can do. He's like,
No,
yes.
but also say that to somebody right now. 100,000 yen. I don't know how much that is
That's
translated
about
into.
$1,000. A yen is more like a cent.
Okay. Still,
So, I mean, I'm not sure what like the exchange rate is, but it's that like a yen is a cent.
okay, but inflation, 1,000 yen back then. Holy
Sure.
shit.
Totally.
Holy shit. Anyway, I mean 100,000 yen. Hey,
So across town,
yeah, what's
Chilton
going
goes to
on?
visit Paul and Betty's house, and he is told in no uncertain terms to use the service entrance.
I think not.
Yeah, he tries to argue. He's like, I was here as a guest. I am still that person.
Uh-huh.
And the butler's like, nah, dude. And then as he's arguing, some like totally menacing dude, like a total thug,
Yeah,
is
it's
like,
their
is there a
security.
problem here? Is that security just for them?
Yeah, I think they showed him like in the last episode standing outside the gate to their driveway or
Oh,
something. Yeah,
okay.
I think there's a couple of them
So
because
Chilton does not argue anymore. And he's like, yeah, no problem. Let me just go find that service entrance.
love to. Thank you. John Smith in his office is like, "Hey, buddy. Hey, assistant buddy.
Yeah, this guy's name is Connolly.
Okay, Connolly. What's up with that coffee? You knew exactly how to make that coffee. What's that about?"
Yeah, so did you in fact know that Hydrick was coming? And he pauses for just like a nanosecond and he's like, no, his assistant told me exactly how he takes his coffee so that if he ever shows up, I'll be ready. And if you ever go there, he's just as ready with your coffee.
Or he will be now. I have to make a phone call. I will be right back.
Dun, dun, dun. Connolly, I think you're busted.
Yup.
So anyway, Obergruppenführer John Smith takes a walk down the hall to see his old friend Rudolf Wegner, who is in his cell. He's like,
It
listen,
wasn't
man.
even like his cell though. It was like an interrogation room because he was sitting at a table.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he was dragged out of his cell to meet
Uh,
with John Smith. I don't know.
that makes sense.
He's like, listen, dude, Heydrich is in town and he wants to take you into custody. I want to be able to like mitigate what's going on with you and help if I can. If you just tell me what's going on, maybe I can do that.
You know what? Why don't you just kill me? Because fuck you guys.
No, he's like, listen, we spilled blood. And John Smith is like, you're fucking right. We spilled blood and I would do it again to protect my family.
But
He's
he's
like, listen,
also like,
man,
I'm prepared to die, and I prefer it to breathing one more breath in service of the state. Fuck you
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I'm out of here. Well,
Wagner,
I'm
a
chained
man of
here, but
conscience.
mm-hmm.
So John Smith says goodbye and walks out. Back at Paul and Betty's house, children, he has a necklace. He's
I
like,
mean,
this was worn by the great chief. It is endowed with spiritual power.
I've got like 20 people who want to buy this right now. Do you want this? Or because, I mean, you got to get it while it's hot, baby.
Paul, who like says that he has a practiced eye for these things, starts questioning him. Like, how can you be sure? Like, I don't know that this is real. How do you know this is real? And Betty's like, please excuse my husband. He's a lawyer.
He's like, no, look, I have a picture of it right here. And it's a shitty, blown up, blurry ass picture of the necklace.
Paul is like, I am suspicious of Americans and their motives because I feel like it
Oh,
might be seen as a petty victory to get one over on us.
you're
But
not
then
wrong.
Betty feels the necklace and
uh-huh.
she tunes into the woo.
Mhm.
It belonged to a noble man whose people were annihilated.
Oh,
Lady, you're
oh,
more right than you know,
oh, shit.
right?
She nailed that one.
You got everything right, but just the wrong genocide.
Yeah. Oh, Back at Joe's motel room. Okay, we have a deal. 10
Yeah,
o'clock
get the
at
money
the
for
Bamboo
tonight.
Palace.
We're meeting at the Bamboo Palace. Everything's going down at the Bamboo Palace.
I can't wait. It's gonna be great. Joe's like, hey, Juliana, let's have a conversation. She's like, nah, I gotta go.
No, she's very sweet. She's like, listen, I can't do this, and kisses him on the cheek and tells him, I can't do this. I'm so sorry. And he's like, hey, that Frank's a lucky guy.
No, he's so fucking lucky. Tell me how lucky he is. There's my lotion. Back at Jay Smith's house.
No, wait.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
All right, so Chilton goes to Frank's and he's being super squirrely because there's a fucking cop out front.
Oh, okay.
He's like, hey, Frank, here's your part of the money. He gives it to him in full, like no cheating or whatever. And he's like, listen, this is awesome. Let's do more of this shit. You make more
Let's
counterfeits.
do more crimes.
I will set them up and we'll knock them down together. And Frank is like, no, my friend, this is a one-time deal because I'm leaving on a jet. And she total redux.
Again, the exact same thing. We had to sit there and listen to him, and he like started a campfire in his kitchen. It was a wild. Then back at Jay Smith's house, he's forcing his son to run extra miles, or what do they call
kilometers, my friend, kilometers in the Reich.
Okay. And his son is tired.
But he did it. He's like, I did just what you said. I ran an extra 2K. And he's like, well done. And Helen thinks he's pushing him too hard.
She's right.
She is right, but not for any reason that she's aware of.
No, of course not. But he's got to take a phone call in his office. And
it's Joe Blake.
Yo, Joe Blake, what up? Is what he says.
He's like, what? And Joe's like, hey, great news. I can get that film. All I need is money for the Yakuza. And awesome. John Smith is like, guaranteed. Can you listen, if I get you this money, you have to guarantee.
I need to know that you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. I need that fucking film. Not a
Joe
problem.
Blake says yes, guaranteed, 100%. So John Smith, while having this conversation, is looking at a photo of himself with his son. Things are going on inside that man.
He's got emotions.
He's like, all right, man, I'm going to transfer that money to the embassy. Just make sure that you aren't seen. Because how else would you do it?
Put that big fedora on and that fake mustache and that trench coat. Maybe stand on some kid's shoulders so you look taller, but don't be seen.
Meanwhile, in San Francisco, Juliana gets home. Frank, there's a cop out front.
Yes, I know.
Frank's like, we got to catch the bus at 11 o'clock tonight. Ed is getting us the tickets. We have to be out of here. She wants to go tell her mom and say goodbye and stuff, or at least have a conversation with her before she leaves. And they're both like, but can't say anything because of Arnold and his job. So got to do something.
Yeah, we'll visit, but we won't tell them what's happening.
In Long Island, it's night. It's late. Obergruppenführer John Smith can't sleep, and neither can Helen. She comes in and finds him looking at an old photo album. He is looking at pictures of his beloved, now deceased, older brother. We see the two of them as kids. And then he flips the page and we see him standing next to his older brother in a wheelchair. This degenerative disease runs in the family, apparently.
Yes, he has been through this before and knows exactly what's going to happen to his son. And fuck.
Yeah. he's like, I worshipped him. And Helen is like, so sad. At least now, when someone is terribly ill, they're not allowed to suffer. It's a blessing, she says.
Fuck! Fuck! I can't tell her anything now.
Right, twisting the knife. Although in just like, was it one episode or two episodes earlier, he was like, you have to trust the woman in your life with absolutely everything.
Fuck.
So he's really between a rock and a hard place.
Mm-hmm.
He's between Scylla and Charybdis. Back in San Francisco, Joe gets with them. He insisted, listen, this is my money. It's my deal. I'm going in, not you fuckers.
Sounds good. Bye.
Like, all right, Mark.
Idiot.
Oh no, don't throw me in the briar patch. All right, Joe Blake, sounds like you're the boss.
You really got one over on us. Boo-hoo.
We see a quick scene back at Tagomi's office where his assistant is like, hey, I noticed that Juliana never came back.
Yes, I know. Shut up.
So we see at Juliana's mom's house a very quiet and tense dinner.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And Arnold's like,
Arnold's racked with guilt.
yeah, he should be. He fucking sold out his daughter.
Well, but he thought he was protecting her.
Yeah, but he's an
He's
idiot if he
wrong.
thought that.
He's a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
You
He
can't
should know
trust
better.
the Kempetai.
No. Come on.
He's like, listen, whatever it is you're into, Juliana, tonight you stay away. We've been hearing some buzz.
Oh, yeah,
The
like
Yakuza
what?
and the Kempetai will swoop in and kill the operatives.
Oh, you know what? I just remembered I have a dinner date. I gotta go.
Yeah. She's just like, let me just grab my coat. Bye. Frank runs after her and she's like, listen, I'll meet you at the bus. I'll meet you at the bus. My friend is going to walk into a trap and I can't let that happen.
Oh, your friend. Are we going to talk about this now? Because I think we need to talk about your friend, Joe.
Well, he doesn't beat that drum too hard. He lets her go.
Yeah.
She's got a date with Destiny and she leaves. So we cut to the club. There is a Japanese version of End of the World being sung by this, like, how would you describe this lounge singer?
White.
Okay, so there's a white lounge singer singing a Japanese version of End of the World. Is great. There's so much. This place is the most wonderful atmosphere. I want to go there so badly.
Oh my God, same. I love it so fucking much.
Joe checks his coat as he was told to do by the resistance guys. You're going to have the money in your coat when you check it. And when you get it later, they will take the money and give you the film. So he
Easy
does that.
peasy.
He checks his coat. He gets a beer. He walks through. He's looking at all the people. Among the people in the club, we see Paul.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hey.
That guy's a mobbed up lawyer.
Yeah, he is. Of course he is. Are you kidding me? Hey, he's got a security guy. Of course he is. Hey.
I guess. Well, I don't know how things work. Like,
I don't know. But they, at the last second, changed who was going to go in. Joe's like, I'm going in. How do they know whose coat to get the money out of and put the film in?
That's a great question. I don't know. Maybe it's just like, well, they're not expecting too many white folks in this Yakuza bar.
With a big
some stranger. Yeah, a stranger with a bunch of money in their coat.
A big cylinder in their coat pocket. Oh, he brought a brick with him. That's weird. Anyway.
This jacket feels about 100,000 yen heavy.
Oh, I got it.
So he drinks his beer. He gets up. He gets his coat. We see that Keto is out front. Juliana is running through the streets trying to get there in time. Joe goes into the bathroom and checks, and boom, the film is in that jacket.
Perfect. Let's do this.
Lemel Washington and Karen out in the florist truck out front
Hmm.
see Juliana enter, and
And
they're
they're
like, what
like,
the fuck?
bitch.
And then the Kempetai roll up right then, and the two of them are just like, get out of here. Let's go.
Yeah. Fuck this. Fuck
So
those
she
guys.
runs in, warns Joe. They dash out the back. The Kempetai didn't cover the back, but they're searching the place, turning it upside down. A car pulls up with gunmen. They stuff the two of them in and leave. And Keto runs out, having just missed them.
Damn it.
All of this is beautifully intercut to that Japanese version of End of the
Yeah.
World, and it ends on sayonara.
Woof. So
Right.
good.
What an episode. Fuck, there's so much.
This was a great episode.
I love how this show keeps like building the world.
Yes.
It's not a small world, and we keep experiencing more aspects to it, all of which fit. They might be a surprise or not, but they all fit.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn it.
Bruh.
Yeah. What a fucking world. Tressa, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this episode.
No. I was
Yeah.
just getting
I
started.
know. But guys, join us. We'll be back with more.